Hi, this is TJ with Piano Clubhouse. Today I'm going to show you Over and Over by Trin-i-tee 5/7 featuring PJ Morton. It's in the key of D flat. D flat uses all of the black keys. D flat, E flat, F natural, G flat, A flat, B flat, C, and D flat. Okay, this is a fairly simple song once you kind of get the patterns down. It basically has one set of progressions that it uses over and over and over again. No pun intended. The introduction, the verse, first verse, the second verse, the chorus, the vamp, all 4 or 5 of those sections of the song almost use the same pattern with they have very subtle differences in each one. But for the most part, the patterns are pretty much the same. And once I'm going to start off with the introduction, of course. And once you get that down, you should be able to easily learn the rest of the song. So I'll show you the basic patterns. I'll show you the differences between each section. Show you the basic chords, as well as show you how to embellish some of those chords and kind of fancy them up a little bit. Okay. So let's get started with the introduction. We'll start with the left hand. I always think you should know how to play any song you're going to play, or any section of the song that you're learning. Be able to play the left hand first by itself with the song. That kind of gets your mindset into thinking that your hands should be able to work independently of each other. Okay, so left hand. E flat, G, then A flat. Okay, so your first three chords are E flat, G, A flat, then F, A, then B flat. The third time repeats what we did the first time. E flat, G, A flat, and then this fourth progression is you hit D flat and then walk down the scale. Okay, so D flat, hit it again and walk down. B flat, A flat, and then everything repeats. One more time. It's 4 different sets of progression. The first one is E flat, G, A flat. Second one, F, A, B flat. The third one is the same as the first. E flat, G, A flat. The last one, hit D flat 2 times and then walk down. One more time. E flat, G, A flat, F, A, B flat. The third one, we'll repeat what we did the first time. The last one, hit D flat 2 times and then walk down to A flat. Okay, that's the left hand. Let's get some right hand chords going with that. For the first line, when the left hand is on this E flat, and we can kind of make this a rule of thumb, I think, for this whole song. Whenever your left hand is on this E flat, anytime your left hand is on this E flat, you can play this. You're playing an E flat major chord. E flat, G, B flat, and throw this F in there too. Okay. And as I'm looking at my notes, I'm pretty sure you can kind of make that your rule of thumb. Anytime your left hand is on this E flat, this is your chord for it, okay? You can also, if you want to, kind of hit that D flat with your thumb as well, but it's not necessary. You can just keep it straight E flat, okay? Well, the left hand goes to G. Right hand, keep the same chord. Right hand's going to keep this E flat major chord for the first 2 moves. E flat, G. When the left hand goes to A flat, right hand can go to this D flat suspended chord. D flat, G flat, and A flat. Feel free to add that E flat if you like. Then the left hand, if you remember that the next progression was F, A, B flat. When you're on F, right hand is going to go to this A diminished chord. C, E flat, and A. When the left hand goes to A, right hand is going to just invert this chord. Invert just means take the note that's at the bottom, let's throw it at the top. We're playing the same chord, just different inversion. Okay, so when the left hand, we were here over the F, invert, and move to A. And then when the left hand goes to B flat, we're going to play a D flat major chord. Right now it's just inverted, but you could have done it here. I did it here because I was kind of already in the neighborhood, so I just played that. Okay, but it's a D flat major chord. Then, if you remember the third progression, we're doing the same thing: E flat, G, A flat. Right hand does the exact same chords we did the very first line. Keep the same chord for the G, then go to the D flat suspended, and then for the last line, the left hand walks down, D flat, right hand, so D flat over the D flat. When it goes down to C, we're just going to drop this D flat to C and raise the F. We're now on an A flat major chord. When the left hand goes to B flat, bring your right hand back up to that D flat chord. When the left hand goes to A flat, bring the right hand to E flat, A flat, and D flat. And then we're at the end of the introduction, or we're at the end of this entire section, this entire pattern. Left hand starts over on E flat, right hand goes back to that E flat major chord with the added F. Okay, let's go through the introduction slowly. Hold. 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 In the D flat and walk down. One more time. So a couple extra things I did in that, just to kind of, again, to help you fill it in a little bit more. When I did the very first chord, I showed you E flat major over E, and then I kept the same thing for the G. What I actually did this time was, for the E flat chord, instead of playing this E flat, I moved that down to D flat. And then when the left hand went to G, I just moved this D flat to E flat. So I did, and then I kept everything the same. Let me show you that move right there. So we ended up on this D flat major. What you're gonna do, that's the kind of a little chord lick that happens a lot throughout the song in different variations, but this is kind of a basic one where you're going to you're playing this D flat major chord, keep this A flat here, and pivot to the right around it. These two fingers are going to move to the left, down to E flat and C. And then once you hit this, we're now at an A flat major chord. Once you hit this, invert it to the left. If you remember, invert means you take the note that's at the end and throw it to the other side. Before we did this and we inverted, we threw this C up here to the top. Now we're going to invert to the left. So we're going to take this C and throw it down here. Okay. So putting that move together. Okay. And kind of hop off that second note as you invert it. Okay. And then we're set up again to repeat it. We'll try it again. So that's it. Learn that. The entire song is almost very similar to that. There's not very many differences. Let's go on to the verse.